Greetings, I'm Chappers.
And I'm the captain.
It's Wampler time.
Ah, Wample Dimple Domple Domple time.
Wampler. I'm excited because that's a Pinnacle Deluxe. And for many, many years, I used the original Pinnacle.
I love Brian Wampler. It's just an amalgamation of a relatively ordinary first name with a fantastic surname, isn't it?
Yes.
Wampler. I want to be called Wampler. Is it onomatopoeic, isn't it? Wampler.
Well, you could be called Lee St. John Anderton.
I could be Robert Sutherland Chapman.
Yes.
So, in 2016, Wampler made some amendments to the range. So quite a few of the range now are version 2s of the previous models. Our favourite one was always the Pinnacle, so we thought we'd dive into the Pinnacle and have a play around. And the Tumnus, which has turned out to be probably the most popular Wampler pedal ever, as almost like a chuck it in the front of anything if you just want to fatten it up.
If you want to steal some children and play a flute to them and then try and sell them to a witch that you bottle out, can't quite do it.
Yeah, can't quite do it, and then all of a sudden there's a door in the back of a wardrobe, a lion comes on, f***s everything up, and then it's winter, and then it's summer. Which basically...
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! Which some people say is some sort of religious, metaphorical kind of interpretation of the resurrection.
Really?
Yeah, apparently so. The Aslan thing.
Oh, right.
I don't know. Look, I'm...
We're using an RD1 from Victoire.
Which sounds a bit like this. And we're using a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe from Fender, which sounds a bit like this.
We just went for a crunchy amp and a clean amp, basically.
So, Pinnacle Deluxe, they've changed the EQ a little bit. We've got the boost now. I'm pretty sure the Pinnacle Deluxe always had the boost, but I don't remember whether the boost worked independently. I don't think it did.
I don't even remember.
Now the boost works independently of the main pedal as well. I don't remember, again, it having this sag control on the side.
Didn't have a picture of a mountain either.
No, it definitely didn't.
See what they did there?
Yes,
it's the Pinnacle.
Of a mountain.
It's
the Pinnacle. I wonder which mountain it is. Do you think it's Kilimanjaro?
I don't know.
Not sure. Not really an expert on...
Probably Mount Doom.
Mount Doom. Brian Wampler would know. He probably climbed it.
He probably painted each individual one.
Okay, so what do you want to start on? A clean amp?
Well, whatever you want, bro. Surprise me.
We'll start with a clean amp and we will go through the settings. So you can probably see on the close-up cam, but we've got various modes of operation, a vintage mode, a modern mode, a gain mode, a boost mode, and then we've got a sag control on the side, which I'll tell you a little bit about in a minute, 3-band EQ, some gain over here, some volume over here, and then this boost control is this boost. You know, that's when you activate that.
But is this gain or boost for the boost?
Could be, could be. Let's have a little listen. No, that's not doing anything. So it's part of the overall drive circuit.
Big.
Here we go. Let's just see what happens.
Very brightly.
It is bright, isn't it? I think it's the amp, but I'll take some of the EQ off.
Very brittle sounding.
I'll take some of the EQ off. It's very bright. I think it's the amp's bright. I'm going to put it into the Red Dwarf because the Red Dwarf is a darker sounding amplifier, and see whether or not we get some juicy tones from that.
Okay.
Too. Crikey! I'm not entirely sure there are many applications where you would need more gain than that.
Absolutely.
But that's why we've got the Tumnus. Let me, I just want to see what this sag control does. I always feel sag is a reference to, sag is kind of a reference to in the power section of an amplifier when it's driven very, very hard. It's the dynamic response of the amplifier. So in other words, when you've got lots of headroom in an amplifier, it'll feel quite sort of tight and dynamic, and then when it's running out of headroom, it's described as sag. So in other words, where it gets looser.
Tight and there's not enough room, you need it to sag.
Well, some people, this might be a feel thing more than a sound thing. So let me just turn it on, and I'll turn the sag on and off.
Well, if I chug, you'll hear it.
There's
as
another
well.
button here called Alu, and if you press them both in, it's a very tasty Indian dish.
Potato and spinach.
Let's go. Feeling much difference?
Nah.
No, there is an audible difference, although it's incredibly subtle.
So loud, I can't hear anything anyway.
Do you want me to just turn it down a bit so you can hear better?
That's fine.
I could hear, I can't remember which way, when it was in, it seemed to become slightly darker sounding, but it's pretty subtle.
Right.
I'm going to try it myself and see if I get some sounds. The boost, as I said, you can use independently. So again, if you've got an amp like the Red Dwarf, which is a little bit gainy, please play. They've called this boost circuit a valve screamer, because I guess it's kind of what it does. So,
Tom me up.
Let's see if we can get a lower gain kind of, I might go back into the Fender again here. So we're going to go for a lower gain kind of rhythm kind of tone, and then use the Tumnus as a boosty thing. So let's get a nice sound. Is that all the way up?
All the way up, bro.
Okay, cool. So it sounds like it's heavily compressing the
It is.
input
It's dipping the volume of the guitar when I'm playing.
Which I don't know that necessarily you would want that, but
Well, obviously not.
Let's try.
Less is never more.
I quite like. I think I would just use the boost circuit that's in here. So let's just
Can
try.
we try just the Tumnus on its own though? Would that be okay?
Into the Red Dwarf maybe.
Well, maybe.
If you're not aware, the Tumnus is their very, very compact clone clone. And of course, I guess the Klon is one of those mythical distortion pedals where hardly anyone's ever actually tried a real one, and so all the claims as to whether it does or doesn't sound like one are hard to ratify. And secondly, from the ones that I've tried and the people that I know that own them, they all sound a bit different as well. So whether there is this idea of a clon sound, but it's certainly it's not a high gain thing. It's one of those things that just seems to. Yes, it's a pusher.
Do it. That's a lot louder.
Careful, careful.
That's driving down valves.
Try it now. You can, that's a good demonstration. You can see that the Tumnus isn't really the kind of pedal that you just put straight into a very, very clean amplifier.
There would be almost no point.
Yeah, but what it's designed to is either push another pedal,
a preamp
or push a preamp section.
Yeah. It sounds really, really nice with that red.
I liked it. Can I try?
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
I got this cheap piece of rubbish here that I don't really like.
Well, why don't you get rid of it and buy something like a PRS?
Do you know what? We had a naughty, not that I would ever sell this, but we had a naughty discussion the other day that said, 594 single cut could be a purchase coming soon.
It could be that Lee may want to have a PRS.
That's it, don't change anything. It's the best
Dwarf
thing
it and
we've had all
clone it. Dwarf it and Tumnus it.
Great,
That's
man.
really good, huh?
Really good. No wonder the Tumnus has been so outrageously popular. I'm going to try this one for a minute, but into the Fender. So can you... No idea where that came from. Play with the sag thing on the. Can you just push it in and out so I can see what it feels like?
I'll push it in and out for you, Lee.
Very subtle, isn't it? Can't really hear. No. I heard it more when you were playing it through that amp. I couldn't really hear it at all.
Could be psychological.
Could be psychological, yeah. And lastly, because I love this idea of gain into gain. So I'm just going to see if I can get a sound.
That sounds like a song we'd write.
Gain into gain, or Kenny Wayne Shepherd will write that. Nothing wrong with that guitar sound, is there?
Well, you know, some Wampler technology, a cheap Les Paul and a Fender combo.
Do you know, there's a lot of distortion pedals that I bet we've tried over the years, absolutely loved, and just because of the plethora of distortion pedals that there are out there now, you kind of forget how much you loved them.
This is probably going to join us at the back here alongside things like the Angry Charlie and some of the classics that we always pull out all the time.
This goes in the category of the Make It Better pedal.
It's a Make It Better pedal.
It's a Make It Better pedal, along with like things like the EP Boost and stuff like that.
It's a gooder, invariably make it gooder.
And the Pinnacle is just, this I think I'd like to, we'll keep this as well because this will be a sort of a Angry Charlie kind of alternative. I think for maybe when we want more.
Especially if you've got a dark amp. And you know what, I think probably it would work great with 4x12s.
Yes.
And yeah, but great.
Really and probably a useful gigging solution as well because I do like, in fact, if I go back to the
Dwarfy.
The Dwarf, one of the, I like that.
Cool, man.
Lots of stuff to play with there. It's all good fun, and it's all available from your local Wampler dealer, which I'm hoping for most of you will be Andertons. And even if we're not your local Wampler dealer, hey, I can't even speak that. And even if we're not your local Wampler dealer, buy it from us anyway.
Was it local Wampler dealer? That's hard to say.
Local Wampler dealer.
Local Wampler dealer.
Red lorry, yellow lorry. Red lorry, yellow lorry. Local Wampler dealer. Local Wampler dealer. Brian Wampler picked a pick of pickled peppers and made a Wampler pedal called a Pinnacle Deluxe.
See you later.
Bye.
This is Rory from the UK. Tell me about Rory.
So he edits videos. Rory's awesome.